How's it going?
Hi, Fiera.
Up?
We're good. So, what are you going to be doing for us today?
I am going to attempt to not set myself on fire.
Okay, yeah,
Let's
that's a good
see,
plan.
Fiera on Fuego!
All right, girl, it's all you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I am Fiera Reaper, number 86, Rockstar Roller Derby. I've been training with them for several years now, and they're like a family. I love them. They're my sisters. In a previous life that interlaps with my own right now, I do some medieval reenactment as well as Middle Eastern dance and fire dancing. So that is called poi, the fire dancing that I have done. So poi, as it sounds, kind of sounds not quite American, right? So poi originated in with the Maori tribe in New Zealand. And it's said that the Maori warriors would use poi to give them dexterity and flexibility in their wrists in order to wield their weapons better. So the original poi consisted of a ball on a string, and that was all it was. So there are some fantastic troops out there that do traditional Maori poi. They are absolutely amazing, and I'm sure you can find them on YouTube. Watch them; they're incredible. So I am not a professional anything. I'll just state that, just like everybody else today, pretty much has said the same thing. So the basic steps to spinning poi. The most important thing is to get your lines straight. When you're spinning the ball around your body, you want to make it so that it's like a straight plane. So this plane next to you, you want to make it as straight as possible so that it's not tilting in, it's not tilting out, it's not whacking you in the head or in the booty. So, and that surprisingly is harder than it seems, really. So let me back up here and give you an idea. So I have them both. I have them in my palms right here. And swing. So nice and even. And the first trick normally is just a normal crossover. So cross the body and back. Cross the body and back. From there, you can get into all different kinds of things. So you can spin forwards and then turn around and go backwards. You can start your crossover, but also get into a weave, which is a little bit more complex. You can also switch to a forward butterfly. I'm just watching myself in the video. That does look really cool. So this is more the traditional style. So what I have, it's a tennis ball in some fabric, and I braided some yarn and then made it the right length for my height. Now the next one we can do is a little bit more fancy. It's more modern. So these are meteor poi. Not meteor like beef, meteor like shooting in the sky. So they have these fantastic long tails and bright colors that makes them a lot more visible, especially during the day, since the fire and the LED poi are hard to see in the daytime, but I will do my best. So a little example of meteor poi. And sometimes that happens, and it's okay. And get them going in the right direction here. Always finish nicely, even when you hit yourself. So it has been a little bit since I've done this, I will admit. So hopefully it's translating a little bit better. I'm just checking questions and whatnot. Well, Malice, you would have taken your whole eye out because your one eye is like in the cosmos, man. And yes, so it takes it. That's why I said it. You start with getting it even. When you're comfortable with this ball of whatever swinging around your body and your head, and then comfortable with flinging it to the other side of you and back, that's when you progress to more interesting and more challenging things. Pardon me. Hydration. So, let's see here. Okay. Just checking. Okie dokie. Cool. So, let's see. Before I get into the actual fire, I will show you another thing that I was taught through my association with the Society for Creative Anachronism. That's the medieval and Renaissance group that I belong to and have been for many, many, many years. So all of this crazy stuff that I've learned is because of them, and now I'm learning all kinds of new crazy stuff from the Derby team. So I picked up the Diablo. So that would be your Japanese yo-yo. Now, it's definitely better if you have two people. Unfortunately, my husband isn't available because he's minding the feral child. Let's see if I can get this going. Oh, it is not liking me today. There we go. Let's see it back up. Get it up to speed. And drop it promptly. A lot of this is trial and error. So you're getting to see the raw, unedited. All right, get it up to speed. See how high I can toss it. And pitch. Now, when you have more than one person, you can actually toss it to another person, which is very cool. I'll be lame and say the sun was in my eyes. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, don't drink and poi, my friends. That is not good. I have seen what happens to people who drink and poi. It's an interesting thing, most definitely. You would want to be careful. You don't want to be inebriated or under any kind of intoxicating agent, because especially when you're working with fire, you can really hurt yourself. Have I burned myself? Yes. Have I burned my hair? Absolutely. Don't worry, Mom, I'm gonna wear a hat. I have my lucky beret. Let's see. Derby helmet. Derby helmet would work. Definitely would. That's a good idea. I should run inside and get my helmet. Let's see here. Is it Fireball? We'll never know, will we? So I have some things that have been soaking in white gas. So you wouldn't want to use kerosene. You don't want to use any kind of gasoline or citronella. I mean, it's great for keeping the bugs away, but it tastes awful. It doesn't burn very cleanly. And if some of it gets on you, that it's not a fun thing to deal with. So you want to have the more clean white gas is what it's called. So it's clear, it burns clear, it burns very cleanly for what it's worth, and you don't get a citronella aftertaste when you're doing any kind of fire eating. And that would be the same kind of fuel that fire breathers use. I do know a few people who have used citronella or gasoline. They are not the brightest individuals. It was impressive, but not really safe. So you gotta watch out with that. So let me grab some torches. Okay. So I have two different kinds of torches. One is the short torch, one is the long torch. It really just depends on your preference of what you like. It looks like the long torch is actually a little bit better size-wise. Size is very important, being, you know, size queen and all. You want to make sure that the wicks of your torches are small enough that you can actually get them to touch your tongue and things like that. If they are too big, you are going to burn yourself something fierce. I love reading the commentary. That's almost more interesting. Okay. Let me grab. Just a quick sip. Gathering the bigger stuff for a moment. So I do have, you'll notice, I have a fire extinguisher right there. That is the fuel right there. And this is called duvetine. So duvetine is the blanket that I'm going to use to put out any of the fires. If I don't use the torch or the poi to completion, then I will put them onto the duvetine and extinguish the flames that way. Most of the time I will spin out, which means that I will spin the poi enough that the flames will go out on their own. That would be the optimal situation, since you don't have to put the fire down on the ground. Normally I have a spotter with me that takes care of the fire extinguishing. So let's see if I got enough fuel. There we go. We can sit. Ooh, you should feel this. Can you feel it? Can you? Here, let's feel it. It's hot. It's hot. Ooh. Did you see that? It stayed on my hand. All right. The wind is important. Ooh. Tastes like hamburger. We have learned that fire is hot, indeedy. Oh, come on. That one was hot. I don't need those nostril hairs. Right. Eating fire. So, my tongue is unscathed. I have a little bit of soot on my hands. I have actually done that trick at birthday parties and taught people how to eat fire in such a way. So I don't fully extinguish. Unfortunately, those torches are still a bit too big. So I opt for transferring it to my hand and blowing them out at the end. So that is where that is. I can hear you screaming, Sassy. You screaming is like, I can hear it from miles away. Really? Okay. So I'm not quite sure how long this is going to take. So I'm going to get set up for the fire poi. So hair safety. If you are not a professional, do not leave your hair out. And well, let me say this. If you're not a professional and you love your hair, don't leave your hair out, because like it's kind of cute today. So I must don the silly hat. If I can get the silly hat on. Over the buns. Look out. I am now French. Oui, oui. So, I have had this soaking in here. Not much fuel. I don't need much fuel. I don't need to pour it out and put it back into my fuel bucket. So I have these bad boys. So they are like 3" by 2". It's what they call monkey fist. And that's the way that it's woven. I don't know if you can see the detail in that, but it's woven in a very specific way. It's very dense. It has a really nice weight to it. and it gives a very nice flame as well. So. Sorry, I'm dying from the comments too. I don't know if this is entertaining at all, but I'm entertained. Okay. Au flambe. You do have to keep them moving because, oh my God, it creeps up the chain and burns your hand. Okay. Ta-da! I hope you could hear that because that is part of the whole thing. Like, you can't feel the heat, but if you can hear the roar of the fire as it goes around, it's even more intense when it's around your head. So, let's see what other fun tricks there are. Awesome. I'm so glad you can hear it because that's part of the fun is seriously having that intense roar going around you. It's very wild, I think, definitely. I have taught people poi. That is certainly something that I can do. It normally helps if it's face-to-face, of course. I could probably do it virtually, but I have no idea. So rock stars, let me know if you, if you want to learn. It would be my pleasure. Let's see, what else would you like to see? Excuse me. More fireball. Should we? Yeah, just stay 6 feet away. Raven's right. Raven, you're on point today, just like always. So, what would you guys like to see? Do you want to see something again? Do you want to see if I can do something different? Let's see. Our next bonding activity. That would be awesome. Let's set each other on fire. That would be the best thing ever. I don't see anything. Let's see. Let's see about the meteor koi again. I'll pull this out for a few minutes. Speaking of meteor, did you know that you're going to be seeing Craig Lagans in like 10 minutes? Freaking awesome, I say. My backwards weave is awful. You don't want to trust me. Wonder if I can do this little thing. Tiny little butterfly. Whew. Let's see. What else is there? Oh my god. 12 things while singing Carry On My Wayward Son. You know, I don't know. I haven't tried. All right, so let's try a one-handed butterfly. So getting into something that's a little bit more complex, and that would be doing anything two poi, one hand, but and the best way I found to do this actually is with the Maori style poi. I don't know why. It seems to fit better, specifically because I have them little tassels. So they're nice and comfy. So let's see if I can do a one-handed butterfly. There's two hands. Oh. Practice, practice, practice. There we go. Woohoo! I did it. All right, one-handed butterfly. Which, if you look up the Maori tribes, you will see, oh my God, like double one-handed butterflies, and they are amazing. So I'll find the one that I saw previously, and I will post a link. More fire, more fire. Okay, there you get my fuel. Eh, white gas, camp fuel. For use in all brands of gasoline stoves and lanterns, and fire poi. Just a quickie. Mom, I can't open it. It didn't like me. UPS is here. Just did a nice little splash. It's kind of like, you know, cocktails. Cocktails you don't want to drink. Don't drink gas, anybody. Okay. This is still a little wet. Do you have something for me? Nope. Alrighty. Here we go. Fiera en flambe. The wind's gonna play with us a little bit. Come on, baby. One did not soak up as much fuel. Ta-da! Now, I will put that away in my metal bucket so that I don't set anything on fire. Let's see. 3 more minutes. What would you like to see in 3 minutes? There's the other one. Let's see if this one will go. Reluctantly. Seriously, it tastes like barbecue. It certainly does. Maybe it's because it's for like camping and barbecues and stuff like that. It has not soaked very much. All right. Voila. So let's see, how am I doing?
You're doing great.